Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Juan Carlos Monsalve. Today is November 17, 2023. The time of this recording is 4:42 p.m. Eastern Time. We were going to play another shoe of Baccarat today. We're going to make a small change of the strategy that we're going to use. Um, First, some information in regards to um, what we do here. Basically, the this information that I offer to you is free. It's free information. It's for entertainment purposes only. If you decide to use any of my strategies, please be mindful that they may not work 100% of the times and that you may lose money. The name of the game is Baccarat. For all the scorecards, including today's scorecard, you will find them in my website, juancarlosmonsalve.com. You can support my channel in a website that is called buymeacoffee.com backslash Juan Carlos Monsalve, or you can PayPal me, paypal.me backslash Juan Carlos Monsalve 12, or you can do Cash App, dollar sign Juan Carlos Monsalve. Please give a like to this video, subscribe to my channel, ring the bells for you to get notifications, share the video to family, friends, anyone who can benefit from this information. And also, you can post them in your personal um, uh, social media. While we are playing, you can take notes or you can just sit back and observe. If you observe, you will be able to see things that probably other people don't see. Today we will continue with our, I call it the Monsalve betting system. We start with $25. It's the lowest of the table that we can choose, 25. You may be able to find lower limits, like probably $5, $10, $20, and $25. The casino that is close to where I live, the minimum is 25, but more frequent than not, they raise it to 50. But when if I find $25 table, I will play on that table because I know that my bet can grow higher with this system. Where we use a kind of a martingale betting system, but the thing is we don't reset after a win. Martingale betting system says that when you have a win, you just reset back to the original uh, amount of, in this case, $25. I don't do it because what I'm looking to do is to play the shortest period of time as possible. Still try to make at least $125, but if I get it in a winning streak, I can benefit from that at a higher bet amount. Um, we stop after a loss, and we have reached our 5 unit limit. So, for me to be able to get out of the of betting, is because I already reached my target and I have a loss. If I lose one, I have my 5 units, at least my 5 units, then I leave the table. I don't stay at the table and keep looking at the table. It's not worth it to stay. I just leave. So the bets amount will be after every loss 25, 50, 100, 200, 400, 800, 1600, 3200, and 5000. 5,000 from 3,200 to 5,000 because usually when the table is at $25 minimum, the maximum amount per table is 5,000. So from 3,200 to 5,000, I'm going to assume that I don't have any limits in funds. That's not the case. Probably for me to start on a table like this, I could start with 1,500 with $2,000. Uh, but the more you have, the better because it gives you more chances of staying in case that you get into a difficult shoe. This spreadsheet that I use, we are all familiar with this. Um, P equal 1, this is player, this is blue. B equal -1 or bank, red. T equals 0, this is a tie. And on this column, it's going to show me who won uh, the, the, the hand between player banker, or if it's a 0, it's because it's a tie. And here is my play. I call it my play. I didn't bring any strategy. Uh, that I chosen before. What I did, I'm gonna try a new strategy. I never used this strategy before, but I'm gonna demonstrate that probably any strategy that you choose, you may be able to win a few hands and at least at least 5 units. The one that I chose is similar to the every seven, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the opposite of the seven before. Like in this case, this is the seven opposite to the one, or actually number eight was opposite to one, number nine opposite to two, number 10 opposite to three, uh, number 11 opposite to four, 12 opposite to six, 6 opposite to excuse me, 13 opposite to 16, and 14 opposite to 7. Um, when it's a tie, or it has been a tie, I go to the one before. It has to be opposite to the one before. Just to do a variation and to try different strategies. That's what I like to do. I like to create the strategies, and that's what I'm here. I'm here to collect data. I'm here to collect data for shoes. When we go to the casino, we usually don't collect all the data while we are playing, or if we are not playing and we are standing behind the players, we are just collecting data. We don't collect as many shoes as we want to be able to see if our strategies work. So we're gonna start now. Let's see. It's gonna be the first seven hands. It's gonna be opposite to the first hand, and then after number eight is going to be opposite to seven before. Like number eight is going to be opposite to two, and this is already formulated, so we don't have to be worried about that. It's going to be it's already formulated in our spreadsheet. If there is any mistakes or anything, we can fix it right away. We will. If not, I will review it later. So right now we're gonna start. The first card that we burn is a nine of clubs. We burn nine more cards. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Nine more cards for a total of 10 with nine of clubs. So we type nine of clubs here for those who like to use that information to create the strategies, or if that means something to anyone. For me, I haven't used it for anything. I may use it in the future, but as of right now, I don't have use for it. Here, the date, November 17, 2023, and we're gonna start with the first hand. First hand, we don't play anything on the first hand because I'm gonna play the opposite for the first seven hands. So first card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. We have zero and zero. Zero player, zero banker. Player gets a two, and banker gets a two. So the first hand of the shoe is a tie. I usually with the strategy that I usually use, I usually don't play a shoe when it start with a tie because I don't know exactly what, because I have one strategy for player, one for banker. On this case, I'm trying a different strategy, so I don't care if it's the start with a tie or not. Even if I'm not using that strategy, my own strategies, I don't I don't care. Uh, I still collect the information because I may be able to use it with other to create strategies for ties when we need to start with the tie. So 2-2. That means that I won't play the second hand because I don't know in this case which how I'm gonna play. I don't have an opposite to play. So the second hand is first card for player, first card for banker, player, banker. This is one player and seven banker, and the third card for player is a four for a total of five. Five and banker has seven. 5-7. This is a banker hand, and now it's gonna be a problem because I have the first seven hands, or actually the first eight hands, as I'm not gonna be able to play any hands. So I'm gonna just collect the first the data for the first eight hands. So 5-7. I'm not betting any money as of right now because it started with a tie. So let's do that. So you won't see any movement here where this is the dollar amounts. First card for player, banker, player, banker. Player starts with it has a two and banker has a three. Third card for player is a seven for a total of nine. Banker banker has a three plus four, seven. So nine, seven, 9-7. Let me see. On this one was the opposite, but because I already formulated this one based on the first hand, I'm not gonna change it because I'm interested to know how the rest of the shoe is gonna behave with this strategy. So let's keep it like that. If we just don't pay any money, we don't start betting yet. First card for player, banker, player, banker. Now player has an eight. A player, one banker, that's a natural eight, so that's another player hand. No money is bet on those. I like to play all the hands when I'm playing. In this case, I'm gonna skip the first eight hands. Now the natural eight is on the red side or the banker side. Eight banker, six player. That was a banker hand. This is hand number five. Next hand, first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. Player has a 4, banker has a 0. Third card for player is an 8 for a total of 2. And banker, the third card is 0. So 2, 0, that's another player hand. That was hand number 6. Still, we are not betting anything yet. We will start betting probably the hand number 9. First card for player, first card for banker, second card for player, second card for banker. 5-8, 8 banker again, 5 player, that's another banker hand. That's hand number 7. Um, it shows here that I lost this, but I haven't lost anything. So I will correct this in a moment. You say that I've lost six hands just because I don't have any information in my bet, that I don't want to enter the same information just to show that I won those hands because I haven't won those hands. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now the natural 9 player and banker has a 6, so 9-6. 9-6. That was a player hand. Now in hand number 9, it shows that the my bet is gonna be 7. It's gonna be opposite to number 2. That means that it's gonna be 7 until here is the first 7, and then number 8 is gonna be the first of the second column. In the second column is gonna because it's a banker. I'm gonna play the opposite to that one, and the same thing is gonna happen to each one of these. So I'm gonna fix this one here. I'm gonna enter a 0, so it doesn't show that I lost those hands because I haven't lost those hands. So on this one, I will play player, and now I want to start betting, and we start with $25. I'm going to apply the same what I call Monsalve betting system. That is double every time that I lose. I don't reset after I win. I just keep the same bet amount. I will leave or stop betting or playing when I have my 5 units of at least 5 units of $25 after one loss. Hand number 9. First card for player, banker, player, banker. Now it's a banker hand. It's a natural 8. Banker and player has a 2. So this one is a banker hand. I was betting player. I lost this hand, and here is $25. Uh, so I lost $25. Let me see. Okay, that's $25 I have. Yeah, I was not prepared for this tie at the beginning, so that kind of messed things up when I'm talking about the way that I formulate the spreadsheet. Next hand. Next hand is gonna be for me. It's gonna be a banker. The reason because the hand number 9 here is player. I'm gonna play the opposite to that one. That's why I'm gonna play the banker. First card player, second card banker. Excuse me. Second card player, second card banker, third card player, and banker. The third card for banker is a 3. So this is a 0 player and 3 banker. This one is a banker. I was betting banker. I won this hand because I lost the first hand, the one before. Now I won 50 because I doubled that amount. 25 that I lost first plus 50. Now I'm have 25. And my next hand is going. My next bet is gonna be banker, and it's gonna be the same $50 that I just won. So I don't reset. I don't go back to 25. I keep those because I'm looking for a win, uh, winning streak. My next hand is gonna be a banker. I have a natural, excuse me, 7 banker, and it stands. The player gets a third card, and the third card is a 6. So 6 player, 7 banker. I won that hand again. That was banker. I was betting banker. I won this hand, another $50 for a total of 75. And my next bet is gonna be player. Why? Because we continue going down here. This is my 4 bet, and this is the 4 bet or bet number 5 here, plus 7 for number 12 is gonna be opposite to the one that I was there. So I'm playing player now. First card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. Player has a 3 and gets a third card. The third card is a 9, so it reduces to 2. And the banker gets a third card, and the third card is a 5. So it is a banker hand. I was a betting player. I lost this hand. I lost $50. So from the 75 less 50, there's $25 left. I'm at $25. The next hand is gonna be 100, and I'm gonna be betting banker. First card for player, first card for banker, second card player, second card banker. Now I have a natural 9 banker and a 0 player. Banker hand. I was betting banker. I won this hand. I won 100. Now I'm at 125. 125 is 5 units of 25, but because I only live if I lose, I leave the table if I lose, and if I have uh, my target, then I live. But so right now I just won, and I'm looking to get a winning streak betting $100. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have 5 player and 4 banker. Um, Player gets a 4 for a total of 9. Banker has a 3. Actually, that's a 5 and 3. 3 gets a third card, and the third card is 0. So player has 9 and banker has a 3. So this is a player hand. I was playing player. I won this hand. I won another $100. Now I have 225. Uh, my next play is gonna be another $100, and I'm gonna play banker. First card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. Now I have a 3 player, and banker has a 1. The third card for player is a 0, and the third card for banker is a 0. So this one is a player hand. Player has 3, banker has 1. That was a player hand. I was betting banker. I lost this hand. I lost $100. From the $225, I lost $100. And I now after I lost, because I already reached my target of 125, I have to leave the table now. Um, so this shoe I only make $125. From the $125, I will pay commissions, and I will pay and I will tip the dealer. I usually tip the dealer with 10%. Because I already reached, it's going to show 0 amount from now on until the end of the show. But I'm going to still continue to play, and I'm going to collect the data. My next hand it will be player, and right now it shows that I'm at 1 unit of all the units the units that I have played. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 From 7 hands, I'm up 1 unit, but I already made 5 units of 125. So I continue. First card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 7 and it stands. Banker has a 0 and gets a third card and gets another 0, so it remains at 0. This is a player hand. I bet um, I bet player. I won the hand. It shows that I didn't make any money there because I didn't bet anything. I already reached my target. If you want to have a higher number of units, you can, but the higher the number of units as a target, the riskier it is for the formula to start to go opposite of what you are playing. That's why this strategy works for short period of time. That's why I say only 5 units. It's better to play and make some money than to lose a lot of money. Next time, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has 0, banker has a 1. Third card for player is a 4. Third card for banker is a 0. So the player has a 4 and banker has a 1. And basically, this strategy is to show you that you can use any of the strategies or any of the scorecards. Like on this one, you write down the numbers 1 through 7, and then the second column is 8 to 14, and every column is going to show you a pattern, and you just play the same as the seven before or the opposite. I like the opposite better because it's more frequent that you get opposites than getting straight lines or uh, many in a row. First card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 8 banker. Player has a 4. That was a banker hand. I was playing player and I lost this one. I didn't lose any money. I'm still up 2 units. And you can choose which strategy you want to use and which uh, betting system you use. I like this one because I can get in a winning streak and my bets are higher than the original bets that I place. On this hand, the player has 6 and stands, and banker has 6 and stands. So this is a tie hand, 6-6. So uh, next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have player 6 and stands, banker 5 and gets a third card. And it says 6 player, 5 banker. Because even if it was a tie before, it is already taken in consideration up to 3 ties in a row that I still get something here to bet. So I include those. If for some reason there is another scenario that is not included in my formula, I will have to enter it manually and probably fix the formula later on. Second card player, second card banker. Now we have a natural 9 banker, and player has a 1. And this one is a a banker hand. I was betting banker. I won this hand. Now I'm still up 2 units. Let's say that if I have no quit here, I will have won 2 more here, and then I would have lost here, and I would have doubled it. And this one I will have doubled it again, and this one I will have won. Looking for sticks, for stick winning sticks. Like right now, it's 8, a natural 8 player, and banker has a 3. So a 3, that was a player hand. I was betting banker. I lost this hand as well. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have 4 and 4. 4 player for banker. Third card for player is a 2. Banker gets the third card if we get anything from 2 to 7. The third card is an 8, so it reduces to 2. So 4 plus 2, 6 player. Banker has 2. So that was a player hand. I was winning banker, and and I lost that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Oh, now I have a natural 8 player. Banker has a 5, and that was a player hand, and I lost that hand as well. Um, Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now I have a player. A player has a 5 and a banker has a 6. The third card for player is a 5, is a 2 for a total of 7. And banker has a 6. Uh, this hand, I won this hand. This a player will play player. I won this hand. Now I'm down to 0. No more wins or losses. It's the same. That means that I'm even in regards to number of hands won and lost. Next hand. Okay, we are playing hand number 26. We have first card for player, banker, second card for player, second card for banker. We have six player and it stands. Banker has a one and gets a third card. The third card is a six for a total of seven. So six player and six player and seven banker. On that On this one, on this hand, it shows that it was a tie, seven hands before. So I didn't bet anything there. I thought I added something to accommodate that, but it didn't work. So let's assume that I didn't play that hand because I didn't have the money for. I didn't have. It was a tie before. So um, on this one, I'm gonna put it here that I didn't lose, I didn't win anything because it was a tie before. So actually, no, yeah, it was a bank. Yeah, it was a bank, but I didn't bet anything there, or I didn't play that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a two and gets a third card. Banker has a five. Um, so player has a zero and banker doesn't get any more cards. So zero player, banker has a five. So I won that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have player five gets a third card, and banker has a six. So third card for player is another five, so it goes down to zero, and banker has a six. He doesn't get any more cards. And that was a banker. I was playing player, and I lost a hand. This strategy looks more balanced. Right now, it shows that I'm even in regards to the number of hands won or lost. So it's a more balanced strategy, or yes, a strategy. Right now, I got a natural eight banker, and player has a five. So that's a banker hand. I was playing banker. I won the hand, and I will keep using this strategy for future until something happens, probably a loss or something that give us merit to change it. Then we will try a different one. This is a three player and three banker. Player gets a third card. It's an eight. So player goes down to one and banker no more cards since we got an eight as a player third card. So we won that hand. That's the second hand. That is number two. That we have been winning. This is first card for player, banker, player, banker. Player has a three and banker has a four. Player third card is a one for a total of four. Banker four only gets a third card if we get anything from two to seven, so no more cards. So four player and four banker. So for a total of zero. I was betting the banker. So because it's a tie, I didn't win, I didn't lose. And here these two numbers didn't move because it was a tie. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. The banker has a six, and the player gets a third card. The third card is a four. So four, six. The banker doesn't get any more cards. This is a banker hand. I play banker. I won this hand. Now my number of hands won is increasing. Now I'm in three. positive hands. That means three more hands won than lost. That's a good sign. Um, Second card for player, second card for banker, third card for player. Is a 9 for a total of 0. And banker gets a third card as well, and it's a 0. So 0 player, banker 3. That was a banker hand, and I was playing player, so I lost that hand. Next hand, first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. Player has a 6 and it stands. Banker has a 3 and gets a third card and gets a 1. So 6 player, and banker has a 4. So it was a player hand. I was playing player and I won this hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 1 and gets a third card. Banker has a 5. The player gets a 7 and it goes to 8. 7 plus 1, 8. And banker has a 5 and the 5 gets a third card. He gets anything from 4 to 7. So the third card is a 1. So it goes to 6. 5 plus 1, 6. It's still a player hand. I was playing player. I won this hand. Now I'm at four more hands won than lost. Tell me that this formula is working. It already worked in regards to the money. I just already left the table because I met my target. It's a small amount that I want on this shoe, but at least something is something. And there was only like 7 or 8 hands. Actually, 5 hands, and I won 125, or 7 hands, something like that. Two. The third card, by player third card is a 9. It reduces to 1. And banker has a 3 and gets a third card. The third card is a 8. Okay, we are playing hand number 36. This is a 1-1, and this is a tie hand. And we go to the next hand. First card for player, banker, player, banker. Now we have another tie hand, 6-6. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 9 player, and banker has a 1. So I lost that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a 5 player. It gets a third card. The third card is a 0. So it gets a 5 player, remains a 5, and banker, no more card for banker. So that was a player hand. I was playing player, and I won that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a 6 player and a stance. Banker has a 0. I guess a third card. The third card is a 1. So 6 player, 1 banker. That was a player hand. I was playing player, so I won that hand. Now we are at 5 hands on this shoe. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 4 and gets a third card. Third card is a 10. So a player remains at 4 and banker gets a 0. So this is a 4 player, 0 banker. That was a player hand. I was playing banker, so I lost that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have a natural nine banker. Player has a six. So that's a player banker hand. I was playing banker and I won that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker, and natural nine banker. Player um, player is a zero. So I didn't bet anything there. So I didn't win. I didn't lose this hand. It was a banker hand, but I didn't play because seven before it was a tie. First card for player, banker, player, banker. Player has a seven and his times. Banker has a three, and the third card is a zero, so it remains at three. So seven, three. This is another tie. Another one that I didn't bet because it was a tie before. This is hand number 44. We can prove 44. If we subtract 7, that means that hand 37. Here are the two ties, 36 and 37. If we add 7, that's why we have these ties here, because 7 before there were two ties in a row. That's why it shows here. I thought I took care of this betting something there, but they didn't work the formula. But we can leave it as a no play on this hand. So 7-3. My next hand is gonna be a banker. So let's see. First card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a four and gets a third card. The third card is a zero. It's a zero. So four player, banker six. No more card for banker. That was a banker hand. I was playing banker. I won that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a seven on his times. Banker four and gets a third card, and it reduces to three. So seven player, banker three. So that was a player hand. I was betting banker, so I lost that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a natural eight. Banker has a three. That's a player hand. I was betting banker and I lost that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a zero and gets a third card. The third card is a nine. So player gets a nine and banker has a five. So that was a player hand and I was betting banker, so I lost that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a two and gets a third card. The two and now it goes to seven. Excuse me, seven plus two equals nine. Banker has a three. And three, I guess the third card. The third card actually was a two. And three equals five. So 9-5. That was a player hand. I was betting player and I won that hand. Then next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. I have player three and gets a third card, and banker has a two and gets a third card as well. Um, a player gets to four, three plus one, four, and banker goes to nine, two plus seven, nine. That was a banker hand. I was playing player. I lost that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has an 8, natural 8. Banker has a 3. That was a player hand. I was betting banker and I lost that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 5 and gets a third card, and the third card is a 3 for a total of 8. Banker has a 0 and gets a third card, 1, so it goes to 1. So 8 player and 1 banker. There was a player hand. I was betting player. I won this hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 0 and gets a third card. The third card is a 0, so player is a 0. Banker is a 5. No more cards for banker. So this is a banker hand. I was playing banker and I won the hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 1 and gets a third card. The third card is another 1, so it goes to 2. Player and banker has a 4, only gets a third card if he gets a player third card is between 2 and 7, so no more card for banker, so it remains at 4. This is a banker hand. I was playing banker and I won the hand. Next hand, first card for player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 9 banker. Player has a 7. So this is a banker hand. I was playing banker. I won this hand. Now we are up six hands, 6 more hands than those that we have lost. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now I have a 4 on the player side and 4 on the banker side. The third card for player is a 4 for a total of 9. 9 player and banker has a 4. Anything from 2 to 7 gets a third card and the third card is a 0. So banker remains at 4. So 9 4. That's the player hand. I was betting banker. I lost that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 6 and stands. Banker gets a third card and gets a 0. So 6 player, 0 banker. That was a player hand. I was betting a player and I won this hand. Remember, on the left side, the P or 1 is player and -1 is banker. But on the right side, is 1 is a win hand and -1 is a loss hand. Those are the same numbers, but used differently in each side. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a banker natural 8. Player has a 3. So now it's a banker hand. I will be playing banker and I won that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 1 and banker has a 3. The third card for player is a 4 for a total of 5. A total of 5 player and banker gets a third card and the third card is a 0. So 5 player and 3 banker. That was a player hand. I was betting banker and I lost that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Now we have a natural 9 banker. Player has a 6. That was a banker hand. I was betting player and I lost that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 6 and stands. Banker 0 and gets a third card. The third card is another 0, so 6 player, 0 banker. That was a player hand. I was betting player and I won that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 2 and gets a third card. and it gets a 0, so it remains at 2. Banker has a 0, there's a third card, it's a 7. So 2, 7. This is a banker hand. I was betting player and I lost that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker, natural 8 player, and natural 9 banker. This is a banker hand. Banker won that hand. I was betting banker, so I won that hand. Natural 8 versus natural 9. Next hand, first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. Player has a 0 and gets a third card. The third card is a 0, so it remains at 0. And banker has a 4, no more card for banker since we got a 0 third card for player. So this is a banker hand. I will bet in banker. I won this hand. Next hand, first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. Now we have a natural 8 player and 6 banker. That was a player hand. I was betting player. I won this hand. And next hand I will be playing banker. So next hand is gonna be player. First card for player, banker, player, banker. Banker has a 7 and stands. Player 5 and gets a third card. The third card is a 0. So player 5, banker 7. That's a banker hand. I was betting banker, so I won this hand. Now we are up 9 hands on this shoe. Next hand, first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. Player has a 3 and gets a third card. The third card is an 8. So it goes down to 1 and 7. 1, 7. That was a banker hand. I was betting player. I lost this hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 4 and gets a third card. Banker has a 2 and gets a third card. And for player, and banker 2 plus 4, 6. So this is a banker hand. I will be playing banker and I won this hand. My next hand is going to be a player. I'm going to bet player in my next hand. So first card for player, banker, player, banker, 1 player and 3 banker. Player gets the second card. The second card is a 1, so it goes to 2. Banker gets a third card, and the third card is a 4 for a total of 7. So 2, 7. That was a banker hand. I was playing player, so I lost this hand. Next hand, first card for player, banker, player, banker. Player has 2 and gets a third card. Banker has a 5, gets another 2. So for a total of 4. Banker only gets a third card if we get anything from 4 to 7, so no more card for banker, so it remains at 5. For 5, that was another banker hand. I was playing player, so I lost the hand. On top here, we see how many bankers, how many players. 31 players, 34 bankers, 5 dice for a total of 70 hands. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 6 and stands. Banker has a 0 and gets a third card. The third card is a 0. So 6 player and 0 banker. This is a player hand. I will play player and I won this hand. Next hand I will play banker. First card for player, banker, player, banker. I have a 7 player and stands. Banker has a 2 and gets a third card. The third card is a 0. So 7 player and 2 banker. That was a player hand. I was betting banker. I lost that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker, player, banker. Player has a 4 and gets a third card. The third card is a 3 for a total of 7. 7 player, banker gets a third card. The third card is a 1, so 7 1. That was a player hand. I was playing player and I won that hand. Next hand, first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. Now I have a natural 8 player, but I got a natural 9 banker. So this is a banker hand. I was very player and I lost that hand. Next hand, first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. Player has a 2 and gets a third card. The third card is a 1 for a total of 3. Banker has a 0 and gets a third card. The third card is a 2, so 3 2. That was a player hand. I was a very player and I won that hand. Next hand, first card player, banker. I got the cut card, so I will finish this hand and I will play one more for, to the end of the shoe. Second card banker, 0 0. Third card for player is a 6. Third card for banker is a 2. So 6 2. 6 player, 2 banker. That was a player hand. I was very player and I won that hand. Next hand, first card player, first card banker, second card player, second card banker. Player has a 2 and gets a third card. The third card is a 0. And the banker has a 1 and the third card is a 6 for a total of 7. So 2 player and 7 banker. That was a banker hand. I was very player and I lost this hand. I lost this hand. So the total number of hands that we won more than that we lost 8. So we are 8 units positive on this shoe. Um, in regards to how much money we will have needed to win this, $100 was our maximum bet, and the lowest bet that we had was, or the lowest balance that we had was 25. If we add these two, we just needed $125 to earn 125. How many hands we won? We play. We play from hand number 9 until hand number 15. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We play 7 hands and we won $125. That's the way that I play my. I call it the Monsalve betting system. It's similar to Martingale, but we don't reset. And basically, here on the right side of the screen, we see that when we are playing on the left side of the screen, the scorecards are getting populated automatically. I like to go over the scorecards. When I'm talking about the scorecards, I'm talking about when I go over the scorecards, I show the hands that we play in a row, like this one. We have 3 5 in a row, 3 bankers in a row, 3 more bankers in a row, 3 more bankers in a row, 3 players in a row, 4 players in a row. But something that I notice is that there is also opposites. What I'm trying to look is for a balance. I don't want to win too many. Well, I wish I win many, but the same way that I can win many, I can lose many. So I need a balance. I need a balance towards a better outcome on winnings. So a more balanced shoe is what I'm looking for. So I can increase my bets because every time that I lose, I double my bet. But when I start winning, I want to win with a higher bet amount so I can win more money. If it's too easy, if I don't get any losses, then I will stick to $25 bets. Even if I get a winning streak of $25, it's not going to represent that much. But if I have some losses where I increase my bet amount and increase my bet amount, then when I start winning, so this is what I call a balance. Some losses, but also some winnings, and the winnings has to be streaks. So that's what I'm looking for streaks. So you can follow the winner the same way that you follow the winner, or you play the opposite, like the chop chop with this every seven or every two or every three. You decide which number you feel more comfortable. You look at all the scorecards, see which one do you think it makes more sense to you. On this one, bankers here, three players here, three players here, five players, three bankers, four bankers, four players. Every nine, three players, three bankers here, three more bankers, three players, three bankers, three players here, four players, that's every nine, every eight, three players, three more players, three players here, separated by one banker. Here, four bankers, one player and two more bankers, one player and two more bankers. Three bankers here, five players here, four bankers here, every seven. This is the formula, this is the scorecard that we follow today. If we have played, the only thing is that the presentation of this one it shows like this, but because I had it formulated, I didn't have to do this. But this is the one that we follow today, the opposite. Like the first one was the tie, so the opposite is like here is no opposite because there is no opposite to tie. On the second one, it was is a banker, the opposite. No, this one was the same, but on this one was the opposite. On this one was the opposite. On this one was the same. Here the opposite. Here was the opposite. The same here. Here I see here the same. Here the opposite. Opposite. The same. Here is a tie. The opposite. The opposite. This is also something that we can look at. It's like we're looking for a streaks in the same row, like every seven in this case, or the opposite. If you are betting the opposite, this is what you do. You play the opposite, and that's what we play today, the opposite to this one. I'm gonna keep using this scorecard for future games and see how it goes in regards to how much money we make. If we make more money than we did today with this shoe, $125. It can go up. On this one, every six, I see three players here, four players, three bankers, three bankers here. Every five, three bankers, three players, four bankers, three players, five players. Every four, three bankers, three players, five players, four bankers. Actually, this one has three, six, seven bankers in a row. Three bankers in a row. Here, five players in a row. Three players in a row here. Every three, I have four bankers in a row here. Five players in a row here. Three bankers, three more bankers. Four players. Three bankers here. And here I have two, four, five bankers, three players here, four bankers, three players, three more players here, three players here, three, six, seven bankers in a row, three players. Okay, this is the result of every two. Again, we with my strategy, we won $125. We could have been better, but that's the formula, and I stick to the formula. I don't because if it was too low, the money that I make, I'm not gonna stay longer than I already. I don't make decisions at the table. I go to the table, I already know what I'm gonna play, how I'm gonna play. I try not to go to play with emotions, or I should stay, I should go, or I should play banker, I should play. The decision was already made before I go to the table, so I don't make decisions right there. So this is, I think that this is the end of this show. Again, for this scorecard and all for all scorecards, you can visit my website, juancarlosmonsalve.com. You can support my channel at paypal.me Juan Carlos Monsalve 12, or in a website buymeacoffee.com Juan Carlos Monsalve, or you can use Cash App, $ Juan Carlos Monsalve. My YouTube channel is at Juan Carlos Monsalve 1652. My Facebook group is Baccarat Research. This is what we are doing. We are doing research. We're collecting some data with games, things that we usually don't do very well when we are playing, or when we are watching over the shoulders of other players while they are playing at the casino. We need to collect data and analyze it. And that's why that's the job that I'm providing. I'm providing this information. I get this information for myself, and I decided I'm going to share this information with those that are interested to learn more about the game, so we can analyze it. You can see what how you can improve your game. We can improve our game the same way that I call it to be an advantage player, the same way that players playing blackjack, they know there are some people that know how to count cards. I'm not good at it. I do math, but I need to use a spreadsheet. If I need to add numbers, I prefer to use a calculator. I'm not the math person in my head. I just can do this. I can do a spreadsheet, so I can verify the information, compare the information with several scorecards, several choose. My goal is to have probably 200 choose, so I can analyze more and I can learn more about the game. This information again is free. Those who would like to contribute to this work, you can do that through these sites. If you go and make some money, that's what I want you to do, to go out and make money. And okay, we came to the end of this video. I will process the video tonight and I will post it within the next few hours. If you have any questions, don't forget you can ask me any question through the comments of the videos. You can please like the video, subscribe, ring the bell so you get the notification, share this information with others that you may think that they would be interested to learn more about the game of Baccarat. Um, you can watch this video over and over and over, and just sit back and sit back and observe. That's all you need to do, is to sit back and observe. Okay. So this is all for now. Thank you so much for watching the videos, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you, and have a good one. Goodbye.